It's The Local Show on News Radio 570 WSYR, a service of Geddes Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to The Local Show. It's the 2023 Winter Edition. I'm your host, Tom Soccocio Jr., along with my good friend and co-host, Steve Roberts. On The Local Show, we feature conversations about local businesses, and we talk with the business owners, the CEOs, the CFOs, entrepreneurs, nonprofits, business advocates, and other business-friendly organizations. Now, we talk about how they got into business and why they're doing business here in Syracuse, New York, and where their businesses might be going in the future. You'll hear all about their successes, their challenges, opportunities, marketing, and advertising. We're broadcasting from the Zoey Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. We say a hearty, healthy, happy weekend to Steve Roberts. How are you there?
I'm great, Tom. Can this be the early spring edition?
No, not yet.
And look, it's only a couple weeks away. 3.
We're still.
How about early spring?
No, next week.
Will you do it for me?
Next week we'll do it.
Okay. Early spring.
Early spring, I promise.
Oh, okay. Because the weather last week's felt a little like winter finally showed up, but early spring. All right, I like that.
Next week's my death day, birthday. I mean, did I say death? My wife was asking me what kind of cake that I wanted, and I'm thinking of chocolate with some vanilla, that type of thing.
Yeah. So being a DJ your whole life, so Tom, what song do they play when they go and cut the cake?
Oh, cut the cake.
Cut the cake. Cut the cake.
Pick up the pieces.
Right.
Yeah, average white band. Pick up the pieces.
Do brides and grooms still smash cake in each other's faces? Is that still a thing?
No. Get this now. So half the brides I booked for this coming up season, right? Yeah. They don't even do the cake ceremony anymore.
Wow.
They don't want it. Don't spotlight us. I said, who would you like to spot on your wedding day?
So what do they replace it with, the chicken dance? What are they? So stupid.
It's so silly. I think because their big thing is they want to get right into the party. That's the argument.
And they think it's either or.
Right. They think it's an either or, and it's not. But who am I to argue? What do I know after 41 years?
I've been to some shows. You know a lot, Tom.
It's something else. Hey, we got a great show for you. Nicole McQuaid's up. She's the HR manager at Clinton's Ditch. And then Bernadette Tripp, the senior home care from senior home care and Alzheimer's Solutions. But Bernadette does something special.
Yeah, she does.
She's like the educator of sorts.
Yes. We'll find out now.
We'll find out, yes. Matt Mazur is the founder of Growth Mode Technologies. We'll have an interesting conversation with him. Neil Carr, Vice President of Prime Heating and Air. Jordan Gentile is the Corporate Director of Comfort Windows and Doors. He'll be here to talk about his family. And then George Powers, owner of Powers Accounting, and Natasha Schmidt, the co-owner of Rubberstone, New York, will also be here, all on The Local Show. Nicole McQuaid, HR Manager at Clinton's Ditch, the Pepsi Place. How are you?
I'm good, guys. How are you today?
Very good. Haven't seen you in a little bit. I always say, where's Nicole? Steve says, I don't want her on.
Yeah, I send everybody else now. It's like a thing.
It's like, who's that? Yeah. They're from Pepsi. Okay.
What's happening at the Pepsi Place these days?
We have all kinds of exciting things going on.
Very good. Yeah. And you're in charge of everything, right? What exactly do you do there?
So I basically am in charge of the hiring, employee relations, all that good stuff, and everything else that's the catch-all for HR.
Do you feel that people sometimes befriend you because of your position? Do you get a lot of that and feel like people are insincere?
Great question. I want to hear the answer to this one.
Yes and no. It's kind of just a fine line to walk when you're in HR.
Yeah.
Because you got to be fair and consistent, right?
That's
and
too bad.
people try to they want to be your favorites, right? And there's sometimes that you really do like certain employees. Like,
sure.
It's hard, but you always have to maintain that fair but consistent.
She lives in a gated community. So that protects things.
Yeah.
Right near Green Hills.
Like in your office, do you have like boxes of candy and roses and everything, and you got to keep pushing them aside? Put that present over there.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely
so
not.
how does someone impress the HR person, or shouldn't they even try?
No, I mean, you should always be friendly, right? I always say less is more. Like when we talk about employees, if I don't see you, that's fantastic.
What about hiring? You're not going to hire me if you don't know who I am.
Well, once you're hired, she's saying.
Yeah, but what about like getting in?
So that is something we are really battling with. People are overly aggressive with trying to get in and getting hired. Like they call nonstop, and like you'll send the email like, hey, we received your stuff, and they will like show up. Like you'll call and do a phone screen, and then people are knocking on your door like, hey, you called me. No, we're doing a phone interview.
But to me, that's saying there's some energy there, and they really want it, as opposed to I filled an application.
But it's a dance. It's a fine line. Yeah, it's a dance.
Okay.
Like there's like, you can do like one phone call, but like when you call 3 times a day, and then like when somebody tries to have a conversation with you, you start yelling and screaming at like the HR generalist. That's not a good look either.
No, yeah. No kidding.
So it's like, I'm going to write a book one day about all of this.
Well, 300 plus employees, there's a lot of moving parts. Who are you looking for now?
So right now we are getting ready. You guys were just talking about spring. We're looking at summer. We're looking to hire summer help. So those kids that are 18 years older, that are going to college, looking for a summer job, or they're graduating high school, not really sure what they want to do. We hire summer help. It's a full time, so it's 40 hours. That means every day. And they show up. They're the janitor, mopping, sweeping, pulling trash, doing line watch. We were able to increase our wage to $19 an hour this year
for summer help.
Golly, that's pretty good. Do they get benefits when they're doing that job?
They do not get benefits when
I was
going to
say, why would you
they're
get
getting $19 an hour, Tom. That's a pretty
plus
big
shift
benefit.
diff. Plus shift diff, so they can make like 20 on certain shifts.
What is a shift differential? I'm not used to that kind of work. Or any work.
Yeah,
for that
second
matter.
shift they get a full $1. So they make $20 an hour, and then third shift it's 75 cents, so it's $19.75.
Okay, that's a different shift difference.
Yeah.
So summer help. Who else? What else are you looking for?
CDLA drivers. We've grown a lot. We've got a lot of movement going on, and we've had retirements. So we're looking for some CDLA.
People stick around as the drivers. I mean,
our drivers is a very unique group of guys. They're fantastic. They're real go-getters. They stay.
Why do they stay?
Steve Irwin. I mean, end of the day, it's because of Steve Irwin. He's fantastic. He's our transportation manager. Him, Dan Tinker, Jim Hellinger, they do a great job with our driving group. And, they...
Now, you say guys. Is it that women don't pursue
Usually
that?
not, but we will take women CDLA drivers. I mean, it's hard to find them, but yeah, we would be willing to take them.
The reason why I ask is it's interesting. A gal that my wife worked with over at the bank, she quit banking and always wanted to be a truck driver. I mean, she's like over 40 or something. And then she went and got her CDLA, and she drives now and loves it.
Well, there is an independence that people have. And especially if you're working with someone like Steve. Steve's just remember Steve's line? He's like, trucks have a number, our drivers have a name.
Yep.
I think that should be written down somewhere. I thought that was fabulous.
Yes.
But he believes it.
Yeah, he does. And he lives it. He treats his guys great. And I think if you were to talk to some of our drivers, they would, agree with how Steve treats his guys.
And you could be home on the nights and the weekends.
Correct.
Right?
Where we work right now we work 5 days a week. We work second and third shift, but yeah, you can be home on the weekend.
And you don't have to have your own truck. You got the truck sometimes.
It's a company truck, so it's not like you have to bring your own truck. You just need a CDLA and 2 to 3 years of tractor trailer.
Tom has a truck.
I do.
Not that kind of truck.
Not that guy. Different guy. Did you get the maintenance mechanic and the fleet mechanic and all that? Because that was important.
we struggle. We struggle like everybody in Syracuse, right?
That's got to be a pretty good paying job because it's very specialized.
$32 an hour for maintenance. It's the off shifts, but it's a good gig with our benefits.
Yeah. And thepepsiplace.com, everything that we talked about is on there.
Yes, correct.
So they can apply right through the Pepsi Place. It's Clinton's Ditch, but Tom,
and you don't have to bring candy. You don't have to bring roses. Just your intelligence.
But if you got some blueberry muffins from Green Hills Farms, you might get her attention. I'm just saying.
And a loaf of Italian bread, and you're all set.
Yeah, okay. Columbus Bakery though. You got to go to Columbus Bakery for the Italian bread. Sorry.
I agree with that. That's Nicole McQuaid right there. Thank you so much for being here and all you do up there.
Yep. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. HR manager at Clinton's Ditch, the Pepsi Place, thepepsiplace.com. Coming up next, stick around. We're going to talk with Bernadette Tripp. She's one of the educators over there for senior home care and Alzheimer's solutions. We'll find out all about what she does. Coming up next on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.